Hello, welcome to Cosplay Hip Hop Advance. I'm Trent, and in this segment, we're going to be doing some more break movements, but more advanced than the ones in Cosplay Hip Hop. That's not advanced. Uh, I have my Subaru Natsuki or Natsuki cosplay on from ReZero. Yeah, so I got pants on too. So in this segment, we're just gonna normally we'll like talk about something in the beginning and slowly go into stretching. But for this segment, you'll see me. We'll start some stretching, uh, kind of similar to the cosplay hip hop. We're gonna do like 15-minute stretch. We can also take breaths before that too as well, and we will also go right into the steps. I'll show you guys the steps right after stretching, and we'll get into it. So if you would like, let me grab some. If you would like, you can take a few breaths with me real fast. Okay, let's get stretching. So I remember explaining in cosplay hip hop that stretching is crucial, and we always want to stretch out our wrists, especially because, well, our whole body, but our wrists especially in breaking because breaking plays a lot on the floor, and you're gonna be moving around and maneuvering a lot. So stretching out your wrists is very important. Lift up the palm, stretch out the back. And you can release, and we're going to move to the arms. So stretching out the left arm long or the right arm, we're going to choose to stretch. And like if your muscles are sensitive or sore, you don't have to like go crazy on stretching. Just take your time, and if anything feels somewhat difficult, I am going to try to break it down the best I can so you guys can see. Um, well, I can also slow it down so you guys can see as well. So it's just more of like getting it, understanding it, practicing it, drilling it as much as you can, and just have fun with the moves. Yeah. Let's do some neck rolls, warm up the head, engaging with the muscles in your neck. Reverse, going the other direction. And we're going to stretch our legs. Coming to seated position. Stretching out our legs long. And you want to breathe through your stretch. Wherever it's tensing up where your muscles are, you want to try to send your breath to that location. Try to breathe through your stretch. Because I know sometimes I myself sometimes get caught up with holding my breath here and there. Like I get stuck in autopilot breathing and end up holding my breath. But when you're aware and you're stretching, you can just breathe through your stretch, and you don't have to have that autopilot mode on. You're more aware of it. Bringing the legs together, reaching out long, grabbing the shins of the feet. tuck in the one leg or your right leg, whatever leg you choose to do, and we're gonna reach over, stretching the whole right side body, trying to grab the foot. And you can switch. Releasing the right leg. We're gonna tuck in the left. Reach over, stretching the left side. This is around the time that I sometimes get caught up with holding my breath. So I try to like remind myself I need to breathe through my stretch. And you can release. Boom. And we're gonna make our way to standing. Okay. So standing, we're gonna widen our stance, and we're just gonna do some twists, engaging with our hips, and our spine. We're gonna reach down, touch the floor, touch your toes. All right. Let's give our body a little shake out. Okay. So, in the other cosplay hip hop videos, I showed the top rocks and some, floor movements, 3 different floor movements. And the video after that, I went in depth with those top rocks. So, in this segment, we're gonna also still do top rocks, but these top rocks I didn't show in the other cosplay video because they seem more challenging to be, at first or for a beginner. Sometimes you can get it right spot on. Sometimes it's more challenging. So there are other moves that are more accessible to get down faster. So we like to present those movements first. But in this class, this is going to be, some of the movements that I didn't show you guys in the other cosplay video. So for top rock, instead of stepping out like this is the original one I taught in another video. It's kind of a similar pattern of going back and forth the repetition. But instead, we're going to do an Indian step. I remember mentioning this in the video that I posted, but I don't know what happened to it. But this step's called the Indian step. So you're going to want to kick, step with the foot you just kicked with. Kick, step with the foot you just kicked with. At the same time you step, you lift this foot. So kick, step, lift. So it's like all one motion. So kick, step, and then as you can see, this leg comes up. I can turn sideways so you can see. Kick, step. So starting from the right side, kick, step. Now the leg that's lift up in the air, the left leg, we're gonna want to step it over the right side. And at the same time we do that, we want the right leg to come up, but to kind of like bend at a 40-degree angle, kind of like this. So not kind of like this. So kick, step, step over, and the right leg lifts up just like that. So in all one motion, it will look like this. Boom, boom, boom. Sideways. Boom, boom. Okay. So that's the right side. One more time. Kick, step, lift, step over, lift up the right leg. Now, it seems kind of weird to do it first because your body has to get used to the movements and the balance of the feet and the weight change. It's a lot of weight change in the feet. So just get used to being on one foot, bouncing back and forth because this is what we're doing. And we're like putting all the weight in that leg when we switch over. So it's like easier to like get, because after a while, you're not going to want to just put all your weight into your leg. You're going to want to put all your weight into the top of your feet so you can shift faster. Or if you want to shift weight to the whole foot, you can too. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So again, kick, step lift, step over. Now, the object here is you want to get back over to the other side and do it on the other side as well. So if you're here with this leg up, what you're going to want to do is come back to the position you were just in. You want to hop back into it. So left leg is back in the air. I'm back on my right leg, putting all my weight in my right leg. And now I want to switch. So I just switched out. I brought my left leg back, put all my weight on my left leg, and I rise up my put all my weight on my left leg, and then I rose up my right leg. So now I want to step over this side and lift up the left leg. So it's like a repertoire. So once you start it, this kick kind of starts it off to switch out and just get this same movement back. So once you start the movement, it's just passing the movement back and forth. The object, the more difficult approach of it was like how to start it. And people like get confused with the starting because then when you start, it goes into that repertoire back and forth. And like, how do I keep up with that? It's just the beginning is what throws everyone off. The kick that starts it. So the kick, step. So the real step is basically that. You're just adding the kick in the beginning to add that in. So in a consistent motion, I'm going to show you guys how it would look. Something like this. Kick, step, lift. Kick, step, lift. Kick, step, lift. Kick, step, lift. So once you get that repertoire down and it feels comfortable for you, you can start changing it up and like making it your own style, groove, move. You take the move and you progress it and change it up a bit, and it looks not like it still is the move, just doesn't look like the move like this anymore. It won't look like this after you take it apart and do whatever you want to do with it. So I'll show you how it will look like. I'll show you how mine would look. Here's mine versus the one I just showed you guys. So it looks way different than when I was teaching you guys. But the reason is because I started off just like this to get the movement down. And then after slowly of practicing that move over and over again, I slowly started to change up the style of the movement and bringing instead of leaning back with the movement, I started bringing my body a little bit forward so I can lean into the movement much better and like transition into other movements. So as you progress, you can start define how it is and changing it up. So if you have water by your side or anything and you want to take a quick break, take a sip of water, you can do so at this time. Because we're going to move in into the next top rock. Okay. So that was the Indian step. And I remember with the Indian step, it's like, well, basically what I was explaining to you guys before, the progression of it is phenomenal once you get it and progress it. But the next top rock, it's kind of similar. Just let's say all the top rocks are similar to one another and they all have similar patterns. It's like a lot of kicking, coming back to the feet, or hopping sometimes. This move is kind of similar to, it's a hop, so you're hopping a lot, this one. So this one you want to kind of stay on your toes, all the balls of your feet. So you want to kind of keep your like back with your shins kind of slightly off the floor just a bit as you move around with this movement. So just let's get used to like hopping around like this, give it a try. Give it a try and walk around like this for a second. Like if you like, a lot of sports players do this tactic as well. Like boxers, if you see boxers in the boxing ring, they're always bouncing on their toes. Or if you see them at training hitting a punching bag, they're like always on their toes. The coach always tells them to stay on their toes. That's a prime example of staying on your toes. You can like maneuver way faster. You can bounce, so you can like get to your objective really more efficiently. So this next top rock, it looks like this. So it looks like the original top rock. So it looks kind of like this, except with a hop add to it. So you're gonna wanna step, come back, step, come back. So that's what the move will look like. Now with the hop added thrown in there, it's step out, you're gonna hop back, but instead of hopping back on both legs, you're gonna hop on just the leg you stepped out with. So, boom, hop, open up, hop. And yeah, this right leg does lift up in the air because we're gonna use that leg in a second. So you wanna step forward or cross over, open up. When you come back, hop onto the left leg, and you're gonna wanna step over with the right. There's like a slight delay with the step over with the right. I'll show you guys in a second, especially like with if you have like a song on, sometimes the delay kind of adds on, so it works. So boom, step, boom. So it's like not very fast. You can make it as fast as you want once you get it, but the movement itself, the approach of it is not as fast. It's not like it's consistent. That it may look fast because it's consistent, but it's not as fast. Just like this isn't as fast as the movement either. It's kind of the same thing, just added a hop with it, if that makes sense. So back to the top rock. So you want to step over, open up, step back, hop, cross over with the right. Now from this position, you're gonna want to hop back to the leg. You know what I'm saying? Hop back to the right leg, look at the left leg. So it's just like the Indian step. Once you, the start off is like the coming off of like your first like step. Just like the Indian step, the kick is our first step in it. So it kind of throws you off. So the first step out will kind of throw you off because you're like, wait, this is the leg. So this step, this step isn't really that important after you get the movement in. This is only important from the beginning to set up to get into the next movement. So this is not really that important. This is just a setup because when you come back, this is the real movement. Because then you're going to have to do it again and then do it again. So you're just going to keep doing that movement back and forth. So you won't need to step out again unless you want to. Or if you choose to step out. Like if you want to stop the movement, like if you keep going back and forth and you want to stop it and come out. So if you want to stop, you can come out here and spin and stop the whole movement, or just do whatever, or just stop and never. But yeah, so it's this hop, step, and as you can see, I'm moving my arms the opposite of where my legs are with my body, so it can look more like approaching and like a painting move looks like legit. So that's my arms are just moving naturally how they would if I was actually breaking. But yeah, the arm movements that I'm doing, it's just like open up when I step. When I open up, my arms open up. When I come back in, my arms get tucked in. So it's basically like a lot of opening and closing. So step, boom, 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 boom. Okay, one more time. Step, boom, 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 boom. So that step, I don't really know what that step was really called. I never really asked for the name. I saw it done with a few breakers, and I was like, wow, like that's a cool top rock. I wanted to see if I could pick that up. So I was so confused about the movement and how to get in it. And it was that like this step out and then going into the delay kind of like confused me a bit. And I had to keep practicing this move to understand where the delay and how this step affects that or whatever it might be. And I just kept drilling until I figured it out for me, or I figured it out for myself, and then it just came through. So I'm sure enough it will happen to you guys as well. So just more like really getting down and focusing and just looking at the move as a whole and really trying to go for it and figuring it out for yourself. Because the more you play around with it, your body will understand and go with the flow with the movement versus like, man, it's just hard. And like, yeah, it's hard, but you can still do it. So I'm gonna play some music to show you guys the fast motion of these two top rocks. So I'm gonna start with the Indian step and I'm gonna transition into the step after that. Let's call the step after that the hop step. Excuse me. So the Indian step transitions to the hop step. So I'm not going to stop and pause and say I'm going to the next step now. I'm going to transition from the Indian step into the hop step. So this step into, so with music, I will show you guys. Alexa, play lofty hip hop music.
Okay, here's I Heart Santa. Ask Santa for Christmas music.
No, not Christmas music. Alexa, play lofty hip hop music.
All right. The station, Lo-Fi Hip Hop Chill
Lo-fi.
on Amazon Music.
Okay, next song. Alexa, pause. Okay, sorry about that. I guess she doesn't pull up a lot of YouTube. So I'm just going to show you guys without music. Cool. So the first Indian step transition into the hop step. So I'm going to show you guys the one that I showed you guys to do. Then I'm going to show you my version. So the version I showed you guys, and then my version. 5, 6, 7, 8. So from here, I'm going to transition back to the Indian step. So cool. So now I'm going to show you guys my version of it, how it looks like for me. 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you can see, I jump really high and then come down really fast. So that's how I progress to that move. You can speed up as fast as me or go as slow as you want. Because once you get the move, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it, practice as hard as you want with it. And yeah, so those two moves used together, those are some cool combinations of steps. So if you want more steps too, you can also go back and look at the cosplay video, look up the beginners, not the beginners, but the more accessible top rocks that are more easier to learn. Fuse those top rocks with the top rocks here in advance, if you'd like, and you can just play around with all these top rocks and all these different type of foot patterns and stuff, and come up with some crazy foot pattern of your own. So it's that crazy and it's that fun. So you guys can take a quick break. If you have water, you can sip your water right now. I placed my water down somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But yeah, so basically practice these moves. The more you practice these moves, the more understanding you'll have for them. And like I said before, if you don't have cosplay, you don't have to like force yourself to like dress up or anything. Like I said, you can just comment down your favorite anime character or your favorite anime. I actually have it one of my favorite animes on right now. AOT season 4, soon to be out, if not already out. I have to still look into that. But yeah, so the anime. If you don't have any cosplay, totally fine. You can wear regular clothes and practice these movements. It's totally fine too. But yeah, I'm telling you, if you would like the offers on the table to dress up and breakdance, I'm telling you, it's really fun and like no one's gonna be judging over here. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed those two little top rocks. Excuse me. The next move I'm going to show you guys is a floor move. So this floor move isn't really, well, it's a floor move. So it's a lot of core strength and leg strength. I don't really think it's too bad, but it's like you're just really down here in this position, or like kind of like hovering over like your body or whatever. You want to keep your try to keep your torso above your hips because it's easier to maneuver that way. if this is tough, just try to practice sitting like this. A lot of times, you're sitting your back against the wall like this. This might help your balance in this position here. But staying down here is really comfortable and it's really useful in breaking because you can play on the floor and maneuver around as fast and as much as you want. So this movement here is a kick out. So it's really just kicking out, as in exactly how it sounds. You're kicking your legs out. It's not a challenging move, but sometimes you have to prove quite of a challenge to pick up on because it does require some core strength and some arm strength and hip flexion, I guess, or hip strength. But really, it's just you're stepping your legs out to the side and bringing them back. But you don't really all the way down like I just did. I was using that as an example. But you do want to keep your core above your hips. And what you want to do at the same time is when you kick to the side, you want to put all your weight kind of like into your arm and in your side. Some people like to use their fingers. You can go flat hand if you want, or finger, whichever is comfortable for you. You can start off with one leg to show you guys this movement. So it's really just kicking out. You can use two legs, and excuse me, you would look like this. So it's like this movement here in itself is kind of hard to hold at some points. So stretching and having this balance here is crucial. You don't want to pull a muscle, and you want to make sure you're strong enough to hold yourself up. So you can either kick out with one leg or two. So that's to the left. So with this movement, you can go boom, come back, boom, come back, boom, come back, boom, come back. The advanced version, not really too advanced, but slightly altering this movement, you can lift your leg all the way up and come kind of low to the ground, and you can use both your arms or one arm, whatever you feel comfortable with. I say two arms, especially if you're a beginner. But if you feel confident enough to take on the one arm challenge of doing this, go for it. But I say you shut off like this, and then start to lean back. So, boom, 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 boom. So these are called kickouts, and they're pretty easy to catch once you get it going. Some people like to do it from this low, real fast. You can do it real fast if you want. You can skirt out really fast. But the full extension, it looks it looks better. It feels better. And yeah, it's just it's overall it looks good, and trust me, it will feel good, especially hitting the move as you want. But you can start off with these. If these feel comfortable for you to start off with, totally fine. But this is where you want to be. At all times. As you can see, I'm always coming back to center and sitting my core above my hips. So this position here, and like sitting on top of your thighs, it's a lot of core work and leg work. So stretching, have a good nice warm up. We normally stretch for 15 minutes, but you can stretch for longer. If you want to like stretch before coming here and warming up right before coming here, and have a like good workout before that, that's totally fine too. But stretching and just practicing these movements as much as you can, whenever you can. You can literally practice it anywhere. So yeah, again, I'm gonna show you guys the move more in a faster pace. I'll show you all the variations of it. So I'll go to the low one, I'll go to this one, I'll go to that one, and I'll go to two legs. So I'll show you all individuals. So I'll show you the first one with the legs coming out. So it looks consistent. You can also travel with this move. So that's the consistent version for that. Consistent with two legs now. Now that you have to, that's the slightly more challenging part here. But if you feel up for it and you feel ready to take it on, go for it. So here it is consistently, 2 legs kick out. Oof. Okay. So that's 2 legs kick out to the side. Now I'm gonna show you guys 1 leg, but kind of leaning, lifting the leg slightly up, consistent. So both sides. Boom, 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 boom. Now 2 arms. Boom, 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 boom. So 2 arms is not as consistently fast, but if you keep moving up, it looks pretty dope. So yeah, those are different variations of the kick out. Like I said, this is a good place to start. And definitely get used to being in this position here and get used to stretching your legs out to the side while keeping your hips under your core. It's okay if you fall over sometimes, but we really want to keep this above here because it's like this position here is like the position you want to be in. Not saying you don't have to be. If this feels comfortable for you, and your back is flat, totally fine. But you want to like try to stay above your hips at all times. That's the goal. So, yeah. With that being said, those are kickouts. So, hopefully these are good skills to pick up on. You guys can send me videos of yourself where you're at in terms of dancing and skill. And if you want to use any of these movements to show me where you're at in terms of skill, that's perfectly fine as well. And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in today. It's Cosplay Hip Hop Advanced. I'm Trent, and let me know what you guys want to see more of. Excuse me, not what you want to see more of. Let me know if you guys enjoyed these movements and like what seemed complicated and not too complicated, and we can try to work around those issues or when those problems come up. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.